Zach. Currently you are in custody. As you're aware, we're conducting an investigation. Prior to that, us talking to you, I want to read to you your waiver of constitutional rights, all right?
Okay.
It basically states that you, Zachariah Anderson, have been advised of your rights by myself, Detective Correa, of the Kenosha Police Department.
Sure.
Who has informed you that you have the right to remain silent and to refuse to answer questions or make a statement. Any answers or statement you make may be used in evidence against you. You have the right to consult with and have present your attorney before and during any interrogation. If you cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to ask for a court-appointed attorney before being interrogated. You also have the right to stop or answer questions at any time that you wish. Do you understand the rights that I currently have read to you? Okay. So we're investigating a case of stalking involving your children's mother, Sadie.
Sure.
All right. So that's what we want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Can you kind of tell me what's going on with, like, what's up with your guys' relationship? What's been happening, going on?
Well, so we were together for like 12 years. And about 6 months ago, she flipped her script pretty hard and went from being, primary caretaker of our kids to barfly, And so she, to my account, has picked up about 4 boyfriends. She had made comments to that effect to our daughter, And she's been chased around with whatever guys, to my understanding, will buy her some blow, and that's how she's been spending her time. They reopened the bars in Wisconsin last week, Friday or whatever. My kids were at the bar 2 days in a row, So I submitted for custody of the kids on the 8th, retained an attorney, and submitted for custody of kids on the
May 8th?
May 8th. And then she encountered that and filed on the 13th or whatever. And she's had a list of accusations about me stalking her and otherwise. And I have gone to check some information on her. And I have looked to verify some things, like whether or not she's going to the bar and that kind of thing. But really just for the purpose of the custody battle, because it's just going to be a mess. And what I can tell you is, to my understanding, she, like around Christmas time, so we have twin boys that were born on Christmas Eve, and it was supposed to be my day with the kids, my Christmas with the kids.
And this previous one?
Yeah. And I went over there and our daughter wasn't there. And I said, all right, like we went and picked up a Christmas tree and we went to have set up the Christmas tree at her house because she has primary placement of the kids, And so put it all together and that kind of stuff. I came over in the morning. All the kids were supposed to be there. Daughter's not there. And I'm like, maybe about 11:30, like asking her, are you going to go get Olivia? This is supposed to be my Christmas. Like, the boys want to open their presents. It's, almost the afternoon already or whatever. And she gets all shitty with me, shut your mouth and stuff. And I'm like, what the like, supposed to have the day with the kids. This is our Christmas, right? Like, you give the kids tomorrow for Christmas Day itself, but, what are you shitting on the day for or whatever? And she tries to hit me with the broom in the face, just spins around, tries to cloud me with the broom in the face, and turns into this big old exchange between her and I. She shoves me into the door like 4 times, and I'm screaming, runs outside, calls the cops. Cops show up, they arrest me, and I'm like, what are you arresting me for? She put her hands on me. I mean, I made fun of her or whatever, but talked some shit, hollered back and forth, but I didn't do anything to her. So they hauled me away, like, all right.
What agency was that?
Germantown.
Okay.
So go see the DA, tell the DA, hey, this is what happened, whatever. It's not the first or second occurrence. Long story short, happens again. She does the same thing. Cops show up, and I tell the cops, I put my hands on her. They arrest me again and haul me away. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous, just because she said whatever she said. She said I'd push her at one point at the front door. I'm like, no, she turned around, ran into her own Christmas decorations, and tripped her damn self and spilled her shit. I didn't touch her. I didn't step forward. I didn't do shit. I just stood there and watched her make a mess of herself. And that's been kind of the thing, is like, no matter what happens, no matter what goes on, she accuses me. Even today, as an example, or last night, if you guys get my cell phone, I'll show you how ludicrous it is. She accused me of hacking her phone, her text messages, and her emails. And I'm like, what the f*** are you talking about? And she's like, things that people shouldn't.
So what accusations, what else has she been throwing out besides hacking her phone?
Well, that was the latest one.
I guess over the last 3 months or so.
Most of the accusations came like in the last month, really. But she said that I was sitting out following her. I went to scoop the boys out of I was cleaning my van. I had my cell phone in my pocket and I was listening to music. And she pulled in with the kids. And I went to pull the boys out of their car seats or whatever and give them a hug. And there were boys' sweatshirts were down in the middle of the seats or whatever. And I leaned in there. And either Magnum, when I picked him up, my son, when I picked him up, he likes to turn the light on by shaking the phone, took it out of my pocket, or when I leaned forward, I dropped the phone in her car or something like that. But I picked up the sweatshirts, and I took the sweatshirts, and I couldn't find the phone. And my daughter will tell you, I searched for the phone for like 3 days. I had to call the carrier to figure out what happened to the phone. And she said, well, you were stalking me, you were tracking me, you put the phone in there on purpose. And I said, no, the f*** I didn't. No, the f*** I didn't. It fell out of my pocket. It felt like the shirt that I was wearing, the pocket's not that deep, it fell out before. It must have fallen out when I leaned in to get the kid's sweatshirt, or Megan took it out. I don't know, I didn't see, because I was trying to reach the sweatshirts in the first place. So, no, the f*** I didn't. I called the carrier, don't make the accusation. But inevitably, the way she sees it is I'm stalking her. And I said, honestly, I know you're going out with other dudes. You bragged about it to Olivia. You didn't brag about one guy, you bragged about 4. Go, what the f***? Truth is, I cheated on her some long time ago. It poisoned the relationship. She never got over it. And, she's moved on her own way. She started hanging out with a friend of hers from high school, and I think, maybe got drug into a bad situation, all pun intended, I guess, drug into a bad situation. And, that's her choice. I can't stop her from it. I mean, I love her. She's the mother of my kids, but, it's, I don't know. I'm no man to stop a train wreck, I guess.
Well, so we spoke with her. She's making a few other accusations against you.
Okay.
There was a night last month, early morning hours, that you showed up at her house.
I went and bought a new couch. She told me I could come back and pick up the stuff out of the garage just to let her know, and I let her know, and then she got all shitty. We had a big conversation. And yeah, there were some tears or whatever, but that's it, not because...
What time was this at? What about, what day
late
was
as,
it?
late as shit, midnight, 1 o'clock, shit, maybe even later, when I got done moving the couch in. I had to go all the way out to Waukesha to pick it up, so...
Who had the kids at that night?
She had the kids in there, yeah. But that was her.
Pick up a couch at 1 in the morning?
No, I picked up the couch at like 10 at night or something like that.
Like eBay or Craigslist or something, or from a place?
Yeah, Craigslist, and then I took it back to my place, and then I was waiting on my cousin to come help me load it into my house, because I can't carry a couch by myself. The guy who sold it to me, whatever, and I told her, well, maybe I'll just swing back by tonight and pick it up and bring our daughter her skateboard or whatever. And I did, and I just, knocked on the door, and I said, hey, this is what's going on, and it wasn't, it was pretty straightforward. I told her it was going to be late as shit, and she was like, well, that's fine. I said, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, if I'm up, I'll do it, if not, whatever.
Anybody at her house that night?
Not that I know of.
Nobody?
I mean, the kids, I would assume, I guess.
Was there another night that you went over there when you had the kids?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about that night.
There was another vehicle in the driveway. She was claiming that she wasn't seeing anybody and she just needed some space for us to get back together. Our daughter had gone through her cell phone and got a bunch of messages.
Tell me about those. We'll go step by step there, man.
All the messages my daughter read through. I don't know exactly, because our daughter likes to fabricate some information. But in short, mom's seeing somebody else, telling him that she loves him and all that kind of stuff. And I was saying, you're kiting me along, fishing me along, trying to tell me like we have a future, or like things are a possibility, but you just want some space. You're upset after our last argument or whatever, and it's not true, And so she kept insisting, that's not the case or whatever. I love you, all this kind of shit. And so I did go over there, and found out that she was seeing somebody else. And okay,
Where were the kids?
with me.
Sure.
Yeah, I loaded them into the car and took them with me.
Okay. How did you know there was someone else there?
Premonition, a weird feeling when I talked to her,
Is this something you've done before?
No, that was the impression that I got. That's something else.
What gave you that?
Just the way she talked, the way she behaved, real eager to get home, you know, like something else was going on. If I remember right, it was like she didn't have time to, oh, was that a different night?
How old are your kids, man?
The twin boys were 4,
And your other daughter?
12 now.
What time was this?
I don't know, 9 at night, 10 at night. I don't remember the exact time.
So you loaded your 4-year-olds up?
Well,
Out of premonition.
yeah. I knew something funny was going on.
And I guess why would it matter?
For me, because we had a definitive answer whether she's lying or not, you know. But I mean, this was, I don't know how long, weeks ago now.
Did she invite you over?
She has, yeah.
Did she that night?
No.
Have you ever done this before? Went over out of premonitions?
No.
And what if I told you that I have reason to believe that the 4-year-olds weren't with you that night?
I don't know. Why would you have reason to believe they weren't with me?
Because we spoke with Olivia. Well, like I said, I have no reason to doubt what Olivia was telling me.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, I do. She's got a long track record as a Germantown police, but
I mean, she described some pretty great detail on what happened that night at the house,
yeah.
as far as looking through the windows and all that. And she's claiming she got drugged along.
Yeah. Sure.
Why would she tell me that right after saying that you're a great dad and all that?
I don't know what she perceived she could get in trouble for, or, you know, whatever. So I don't know.
Did you look through the windows of the house and see someone in there?
Yeah, the windows were open. I could look through the windows and see. You know, there's no blinds covering the back door or anything like that. Yeah.
Did you take pictures?
No.
Did you take video?
Nope.
Take audio recording?
No.
Nothing.
No, so you had the same bullshit accusations. No, I
What
didn't.
did you hear?
Nothing. I heard, I mean, saw them laughing, saw them, you know, doing their thing or whatever the hell, and okay. They had the music on and they're doing whatever they do.
Okay. At any point, did you have Olivia look in the window?
Yeah, Olivia was with me.
Initially, when you first got there, was Olivia with you?
I don't remember initially. What I know is at some point I was like, oh no, go back to the car.
Did you place any cell phones anywhere?
Nope.
I mean, this is something she told me, and then this is something that a 13-year-old girl is not going to come up with on her own to get her dad in trouble.
I didn't place any cell phones anywhere. What happened originally was Sadie was slapping Olivia in the face to discipline her when she was yelling at her.
When was this?
Olivia, like a month and a half ago, and Olivia recorded it on her school laptop. She came to me and she told me, and I said, hey, Mom, no, wouldn't, she's slapping you? She said, yeah, Dad, she slaps me and she yells at me. I said, no, that's not like her at all, you know, like, it's really not her character. But Olivia recorded it. I'll give you the recording. So she hits her, Olivia starts the recording, Mom's screaming at her, Olivia's going, okay, okay. And she swings at her again and she hits the laptop itself. And Olivia brings that to me, I don't know how many weeks ago now. I'd have to look at the video, you know, or whatever. And at that point, I told her, nobody's going to believe me. Nobody's going to believe me. Mom tells the cops a story, they arrest me. Mom tells the cops a story, they arrest me. Nobody's going to believe me if I say, hey, Mom's the violent one, she's the one losing her shit, and she's the one hitting the kids. But it doesn't stop there. Olivia's saying, like, she stands the boys up against the wall and hits them on their arms and legs, so it looks like they're fighting. And at night when it's cold out, she takes the blanket away because they're playing, you know, using their blankets and playing and stuff like that. And then she calls me and she's got the boys in the background, owie, 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 getting hit by Mom. And I'm like, what's going on? You know, the boys misbehaved. They're 4. I stand them up against the wall, give them a few minutes to think about it, you know? I mean, flick them in the head or something like that, but nothing, I'm not hitting them, I'm not taking their blankets away at night. If I put my kids to bed, I just lay down with them.
What does this whole thing have to do with putting a cell phone somewhere that night?
So what happens is, I give Olivia one of my old phones so she can record what's going on, so I have some evidence, and then we have, so yes, there are cell phones, but I didn't put a cell phone anywhere for that purpose. I gave it to my daughter to record when she's being abused or when the boys are being abused.
Okay, but again,
I didn't put a cell phone anywhere.
yeah, that's my question, and you're dancing around it.
No, I'm just saying.
It's a yes or no, it's got nothing.
I put a cell phone in my daughter's hands, if that's what you're getting at, but I did not put a cell
Where
phone
did
in
that
her
happen?
car. Where?
Mhm.
At my house?
I'm talking about that night and then at the house where you had Olivia peek through the window.
No. I didn't give her a phone or have her record anything or anything along those lines, man.
No cell phone was put anywhere, whether it recorded something or not?
No, dude, no. I told you, no. Her paranoia, her fear, whatever, that's on her. Whatever she told you or thought, she said the same bullshit to me. And I told her repeatedly, I did not record you.
And again, man, I have a young girl who loves her dad,
Yeah.
telling me things, crying, that are 100% true. Believe me, they're 100% true when I'm talking to her.
Yeah, and she told school she had leukemia for 2 weeks. I mean, most of it's true, but then some things aren't. I did have a cell phone.
Dude,
I
this
did
is
have
stuff this is craziness for her to make this up and come up with it like that. I got a daughter the same age, man.
I hear you, but...
They lie, and you know what? When they lie, I know they're lying.
Right.
Right?
So I'm saying I did have a cell phone because you could turn the light on and see where the fuck you're walking, but I didn't record anybody.
So you had the cell phone out.
Yeah, I had a cell phone with me. I don't know that I had it out, but I did have a cell phone with
Lights
me.
on, right?
Well, I don't know if I don't remember how dark it was or if I pulled the cell phone out that night, so I would assume so, but
What's the cell phone number on that phone?
I don't know it offhand.
Is it your phone?
Is it your phone? So
It's not my regular phone now.
oh, you got another one?
Yeah,
But you don't know the number of that one?
not offhand.
Where is it?
Probably in my possessions.
You have both of them on you?
Yeah.
So there's not gonna be any pictures or anything like that in there?
Good look, you guys, come on, I keep telling you. You're killing me here, you know?
Is there a passcode or anything on them?
No.
When did this all go down? When did you find out about him?
Weeks ago. Shit, months ago, maybe weeks ago.
Who told you about him?
Olivia. Going through the text messages, mom's talking to this guy, mom's talking Leo, John, Junior, you know, all the guys mom's seen.
Those were confirmed names that, I mean, or you just throw names out there?
No, those are the names that Olivia read out of mom's phone and told me. Now, which ones are true or not? Well, you think she's all,
There's a
everything's...
Leo,
Yeah,
there's a John,
Yeah.
who else? What else is it? Junior?
and Junior, yeah, were
Those
the
are
three
the
that I remember, yeah.
Did you figure out who Leo was? John?
No.
Just Junior?
Yeah. I mean, Junior was the one that she opened up about. Yeah.
What did she say about him?
He's a contractor, you know.
Sadie
he's got
or
his-
Olivia?
Yeah. Yeah, Sadie told Olivia, you know, Sadie told him about it too,
Not to you.
yeah. Hmm?
Oh, she opened up
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you.
yeah.
You know where this guy lives or stays other than being here in Kenosha?
Down in Kenosha, yeah.
Alright. You ever been down this way?
Yeah, I've been to Kenosha.
For what?
I don't know, all sorts of stuff. I mean, I've lived in southeast Wisconsin most of my life, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about in the past year? Been down here in the past year? Past 3 months, past month?
I don't know. Down this way, generally hanging out with my little brother, we travel around to different friends' places and play board games and shit like that. I don't know if we've ever made it all the way down to Kenosha, but, you know.
So there's no reason why, like, your vehicle would have been picked up on a license plate reader or anything like that down this way, or,
Not that I know
not that you know of, or yes or no?
of. I don't know, I mean, other people borrow my cars too, man, I mean, shit. But, no.
I didn't know that. I'll never let someone borrow my car to go from Mequon to, hey, you mind if I take your car down to Kenosha?
Depends on where the jobs are, man, you know, working on houses and shit, so.
Is that what you guys do, or is that what you do?
Yeah.
Are you a general contractor as well?
Yeah, help my little brother, he is, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What type of work, like house repair, roofing, like, or what?
Yeah. Renovation stuff.
Everything?
Yeah, general contractor, right?
So have you guys had any jobs down here in the past couple months?
Yeah, I mean, my little brother works everywhere, so I haven't personally, worked down here, so,
Okay. Does your brother live with you?
no.
You just come and get your car sometimes?
Well, if his van is in the shop or whatever, we'll use the van, you know, that kind of thing.
All right. What kind of van do you have?
It's an old Caravan.
You know, approximate year?
2000s.
Color?
Black.
You're not sure?
It's like navy blue or black. I don't know. I don't drive it too much. I usually drive the Audi.
Oh, okay. You know the plate on it?
Not offhand.
All right, so you mind if I call your brother and say, hey, have you had any jobs down here in the past couple months? Would you be willing to give me your brother's information?
Right now?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
At this hour? No.
No, I'm not gonna call him at this hour,
Oh.
but I need his information to call him. I'll call him tomorrow or something.
No, I'll check with my brother. See what the fuck.
All right. But as far as you know, you've never been down here in the past couple months, but it's possible your brother used your car and may have been down this way.
I mean, yeah, it depends where it's been jobs and that kind of
Yeah,
shit.
that's what I'm asking.
What I know is that my cousin was saying, or his buddy was saying that, he's driving like an hour for work or something like that. And so I was an hour down this way.
Your cousin?
My cousin was talking about my brother bitching that it was an hour away, right? So,
All right.
When's the last time you used it?
my van.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, usually when I get the kids, I use the van, you know, so throw the price if it's big enough for them.
When's the last time your brother used the car?
I don't know, keys are there for him to take them every once.
In the car?
Not in the, well, at the house, yeah, sometimes in the car. But yeah.
Oh, so he has access to and from your house and do what he wants?
Yeah, so do his guys if they want, like if they need a van to move something or whatever for work, sure, they can grab the van,
I got
you
you.
know.
How many guys does he got employed with him?
One full-time anyway, you know, he asks for help from other guys, but
Who's the other guy?
my cousin,
What's his name?
Alex,
What's your brother's name?
Saul,
What is it?
Saul,
Same last name? What's Alex's last name?
oh, he's married in, his mom's my dad's sister, so I don't know if I ended up doing that.
Those are the two regular employees?
So,
those-
well, we just help Saul out when he needs the extra hands, you know, so he's just got one.
Basically, those are the two people that may have had your car.
Yeah, I would expect so, if anybody used it.
The rest of the people are just randoms that,
No, the rest of the people, no, the
yeah,
people
you
that
said
would
he
use
was
the
one
van.
regular employee,
Yeah,
so he would just allow anyone to use this? So,
it's open for that, he uses my shop too, you know, store stools there and that kind of shit, it's open for them for whatever purposes they need.
Jet tool shop?
Yeah, it's not in good shape, but
Nice.
they throw a bunch of material in it, really, the rest of it's like a wing off the barn, and the rest of the barn's leaking. Anyway, so.
Have you ever followed her down here?
No, never followed it down here.
When you dropped your phone, you said you dropped her phone, or somehow the phone ended up in her car or something. She accused you of,
Using it as a tracker, right?
okay, using it as a tracker.
Yeah.
Were you able to track your phone? I mean, were you able to go online or your cloud, or I don't know, is it an iPhone, is it a Samsung? I don't even know what it.
No, it's a Cricket, but no, I couldn't. I had to call the carrier to figure out where the cell phone was last. And so when I called the carrier, they said it was in North Kenosha on 5-8 or something like that. And I was like, okay, well, Kenosha, that's where Sadie's boyfriend lives. So when I called Sadie, and she denied it. And I'm like, well, it would be awfully coincidental that the day I lose my cell phone, the carrier can verify that it went down to Kenosha, so it's got to be in your vehicle. So then she let me come over and look through her vehicle, and I'm like, I mean, come on. If it goes down to Kenosha, it's got to be here somewhere. In short, she stole it, and she wouldn't give it back to me unless I said that I was tracking her. And then I said, fine, I was tracking you, whatever, can I have the phone back? She's like, finally some truth. She gives me the phone back, and I'm like, I wasn't tracking you, thank you for the phone back. And then she got all shitty with me. She said, oh, now you change your story because you get the phone back. You were all nice in the first place. And I'm like, yeah, because I wanted the cell phone back, not because I was trying to track you, because if I was trying to track you, I put the fucking app on there like the carrier told me to do, because otherwise you got to call in for it, you know? And I'm like, you can call the carrier yourself and you can see. And when she gave me the cell phone back, I unlocked it for her so she could see it and make sure that there were no recordings and that there was no tracking shit on there. As far as our daughter goes, our daughter looks to protect her, her mom, and me.
Well, like I
know
said, man,
you
if
believe-
she's talking shit about you the whole time, I get it. Okay?
No,
So she wasn't. She talked you up. She started out talking you up. And a few things she blurted out didn't make you look good. And these aren't things that are like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw this out there and for the detective. I mean, this is shit that a 13-year-old girl isn't gonna make up off the top of her head.
12, and she does make up some shit off the top of her head, man.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I appreciate your skepticism because honestly, I felt that way too.
Mhm.
About this fucking online sexual and all that stuff. I really wanted to take her at face value because she'd tell half.
Well, that's a little bit, that's different, dude. We're talking about sexual her putting naked photos on. You know what? Any daughter, I would expect to lie about that. I get it.
No, she lies for her mom's sake. She lies for my sake, trying to play some game too. It's not, I understand you talk to her, but.
So she might play games back and forth with you guys. That's what a
Yeah.
normal kid does, man. That's what they're gonna do, to game one up on parents.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it. But when you're sitting in a room with a police officer, mom wasn't in here, man. It was just me and Olivia.
Right, right.
Mine on mine, one-on-one. Just tell me what's going on. You're stuck in the middle. You're in a shitty spot. It is. It sucks to be a kid in this spot, right? I mean, I don't think this is something she's gonna get confused about, man. And.
Well, I don't think it's something I'm gonna get confused about. So I hear what you're saying, but something's not adding up.
You are, to make yourself look better. I get it.
Or make herself look better. I don't know.
She had no advantage. There was no advantage to her telling you this. There was nothing that she advantaged. There was no.
There's no advantage to her lying about stealing
she's
the
by
other cell
herself.
phone too, but she still does. And it's like, well, it's what she perceives, she thinks is, you know.
But she admits that to us, like, she doesn't, like, deny it.
Yeah.
You know, she talks about what she did, like, yeah, here's what I did, and to us. Obviously,
Yeah.
let's be honest, I mean, the kids, they're gonna lie to their parents, it is what it is. Maybe it's because of.
She lies to the school,
No,
she
whatever.
lied to the cops, she lied to everybody, man. I like you guys' faith in her, that's great, but I
When she's
mean.
in trouble.
Oh, no, even when she's not in trouble.
Hmm.
Look, you guys haven't been with this shit the last 2 weeks, but I'm just telling you, it's been a circus trying to sort what's true and what's not out of my daughter's mouth the last couple of weeks. And for something like that, I think it really comes down to what she perceives is
Right.
culpable or whatever. I don't think, I know I like to have faith in what my daughter said, but, you know, this whole thing, like, I wanted her to believe her about that sex. It was like her friend that was snitching her out. I'm like, no, not my little girl, right? But there were other things. Even like once she was busted out, turning all that stuff over to the cops and being like, here's the evidence. She would withhold the evidence too. And we catch her with more. Like, what the f are you doing, man? You know? And on and on. And so, no, because there's like an angle to it. There's a reason to it. And if she thinks the boys could get in trouble or, you know, I don't know what's running through her head. She might say something goofy, but I don't know. I'm hearing what you guys are trying to sell me, but I just don't. And I wasn't there to see it, you know.
Exactly.
But,
I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm not trying to sell you something here.
well, you're trying to sell me the notion that my daughter was honest about whatever.
I think she
story
was, because she started out with the picking your side. She's on your side this whole time. Sadie says that, she says that, and you know that. She was picking you, man. You guys are tight. You guys are very tight. Are you not? Are you not tight with your daughter?
I love my daughter very much and she loves me, but she straight-faced lied to me repeatedly.
It's obvious, and
You
that's
know,
obvious
so-
by talking to her.
So why would she lie about the boys?
I don't know. I don't think she was lying to me.
I mean, we can go around this, you know, we can go around the block all you want, but you know,
Sure.
at the end of the day, I'm pretty suspicious what my daughter says. If you're not, that's up to you, you know, so. What other questions do you have for me though, guys? I'm tired. What do you want from me?
Just the truth
That's
about
it.
everything, and,
Right.
I mean, that's kind of what we want. We want to find out, we kind of went over the stories, and you kind of gave us your reasoning behind the stories, whether they were true or false or whatever. I mean,
You know, say
our
you
main
put,
thing is to try and find that happy medium in all this.
yeah.
And
So Sadie, you know, after I was arrested on Christmas or whatever, Sadie put down for a restraining order and shit. And so we go to court, and she writes a bunch of stories, like she's been trying to keep a catalog over the last 12 years about what a piece of shit I am.
Didn't work out
What's
for her.
Well, no, because we get in front of the judge, and she tells the judge, like, one of the stories in there, I'm going through the stories, and I'm like, holy shit, right? Like, just lie after lie, exaggeration after exaggeration. But she tells the judge, she tries to convey to the court that, like, there was an instance where I insisted that we have sex. We were fooling around, I insisted we have sex, and then we didn't because she didn't want to, and then I threatened to go somebody else. But the reality of that story was essentially this. We were fooling around. She didn't want to. She got upset, embarrassed, or whatever, and she said, if you want somebody that can at the drop of a dime, you're going to need to go find somebody else. And I was like, what the just came out of your mouth? And that's just an example of the twists she takes things and the exaggeration she makes of things. So, you know, as far as her stories or what's going on, I'm not hacking her cell phone. I'm not hacking her email. I'm not hacking her shit. I'm not stalking her. There's some things that I checked. I would love to catch her, you know, getting high with her boyfriend just so I could say to the court, I deserve custody of my kids because this is how she spends 3 days a week. My kids shouldn't be taken to the bar.
Is that what you've been trying to do?
That's all I've been looking for, man, is just to validate that. Once I found out that she was fooling around with somebody else because of what we saw through the windows, when I did go to her place, which I did do, it would be nice to verify it. And the only reason that I even came up to that was talking to a counselor who said, it sounds to me like she's moved into hard narcotics. It sounds to me that the way that she's behaving, because I got a woman who's been a good mom and a caring mom for most of Olivia's life so far, and then suddenly in the last 6 months, it's like a wicked shift to everything I say or do is somehow I'm the big bad guy, and then our daughter's in the middle of this like a pawn, and it's just a bloody mess, you know? I mean, I just don't even know what to make of it when, you know, she's got stories and she's got spins on all sorts of bullshit that, because I worked at AT&T, I can hack your cell phone. I'm like, that's ludicrous. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
And that's just kind of, and there were other things in there. And then when I told the judge, he's like, oh, well, it's just the reality. You think that woman would have stayed with me if I basically like forced her to have sex with me? That's not the way it went, Judge. We stayed together for 12 years. It was good, great at times. It was bad at times, but you know, in the end,
It's called marriage.
Yeah, well, I mean, I cheated on her, you know, poisoned the relationship. So, you know, no going back. I mean, even if people start a rumor, it doesn't matter. You know, some girl said to me at a party that I could do something sexually to her or whatever. Oh man, her friend overheard it or whatever, took it back to Sadie, and she just kept on with this shit. And I'm like, I'm not. That was my friend's date. Like, this is ridiculous, you know? Like, all these accusations, it's not the case. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Tonight you went with Olivia to her house, looked
Yeah.
through the windows. Let's get back to that.
Sure.
Did you take anything?
No.
Did you go in any vehicles in that apartment?
No, I got those accusations too. No, you went in his truck and you took some shit. No, I didn't. And then he wanted to kill me about it or what, he was going to beat me up or whatever. And I said, I didn't take your shit. I didn't take your shit. Spare me the accusations.
There's nothing in your house that's his?
No.
Nothing.
There's nothing in my house that's his, man.
Nothing that Olivia saw in your house?
Nothing in my house that's his. I'm telling you, nothing. I wrote down his information off a CCAP.
Where's that?
I don't know. I think I threw it away at this point. Clean all my shit out.
What about his registration card for his truck?
I don't have his registration card for his truck. I heard that bullshit story too. Same bullshit out of Sadie. You took it. No, I didn't.
Well, how would Sadie get this information? Like, how would Sadie know that you, allegedly, why would she say to you, you took his registration?
I don't know what the he did with his registration or what the stories are, or old Zach must have done it. Zach does everything. I have no fucking idea, man.
Anyway, Olivia would have seen the paper at your house?
No, his information, I wrote it down, you know, when I looked him up, but outside of that, no. And Olivia's the one that got that information from Jeannie.
Of his address and everything?
His name, yeah. She's friends with him as Junior as whatever it is on Facebook, and that's how I, you know, figured it out. But it actually, well,
Olivia has a Facebook?
no.
Oh.
Jeannie does.
Oh,
right.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Olivia.
And
I'm
so,
sorry.
yeah, Sadie was talking to Grandma about it, and then Grandma shared that information with Olivia, and then Olivia came back and gave me his whole name, you know?
And his address?
No, I just looked at his information. I'll see Captain.
Do you ask Olivia, like, hey, what do you know? What's this guy's name? Do you
No.
ask her?
No,
She just came back.
she
and was like, hey,
volunteers
Dad, here's
that.
the number, here's the
Yeah,
number.
Jeannie told me that he's a contractor, you know, and whatever. And I was like, all right, that's fine. You know, that's fine. And Dad does something similar too right now. I work part-time at MATC and help out Saul, so.
What's his address?
I don't remember it offhand.
You know where it is in Kenosha?
Not offhand.
You ever been by his place, drove down by his place?
Dudes, really? You keep asking me, I keep telling you. What else you got?
There's cameras everywhere, dude. So, everywhere.
Great.
Everybody's got Ring doorbells now. Everybody's
Yeah,
got cameras that are popping on these streets, right?
Good.
You know that, we know that. To save us a bunch of time, just tell us the truth, because when we go pull cameras and your vehicle comes up driving past somewhere or in the area,
Right.
then that doesn't look good for you, right?
Yeah. However it's gonna look, I just wanna look out for the well-being of my kids. I don't know what you're getting at. Stalking, I don't really know what the laws or the rules are there. I've taken an interest and I've gone and I've looked at some things just to get a bit of truth for myself. I'm seeing somebody else. She's got the right to see somebody else. I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it. Accusations of me stealing
You were,
shit.
man. You were making a big deal. You were checking things out.
You know,
I mean, based on what you're telling me today, you were checking things out. You were watching out.
Look, there were a couple occasions when I went to verify it, but making it this thing like I'm stalking her, I'm tracking her, or I've hacked her cell phone or whatever, take a goddamn hike. I didn't, okay? I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
In the statute book, man, a couple times is stalking.
I don't know what it is, but once I verified some information, once you know, then you can know, okay? I mean, if she didn't play games about it, then I would have known right away. There wouldn't have been anything to go check. But I didn't track her on the cell phone. I dropped the cell phone. And this accusation that I even dropped it in the truck was really her stipulation, because I don't even think I fucking dropped it in the truck. My only thought was that if I did, it was when I leaned in to get the hooded sweatshirts, the boys' sweatshirts out of the middle console. I don't even know if that's the case. I don't. Again, that's her version of shit, and I don't know. Because again, her account was, she took that shit down to Kenosha before she shut it off. Well, if you thought I was tracking you, why would you take it to Kenosha anyway? Something
She had a
doesn't
different
add up.
account for us. She had a different account.
Well, I don't know her account. It's just,
She found the phone after a text message you sent her about being in Kenosha, and she's like, oh shit.
No, she was going to Kenosha because she was all dolled up and happy and excited, and she always calls me Zachariah when she's excited. But because of the way she behaved, and she spilled some of the water from the plant that she was taking over to her brother's house on her, and she was about it. I'm like, well, all dressed up for going out on a Friday night, you're going down to Kenosha. Not because I had a tracker to figure it out. And then why would I wait 3 days before calling the carrier to verify? And if you ask Olivia, I spent the weekend looking for the damn phone. So still, I know, I hear Sadie's spin. You guys are soaked in it. That's great, but please.
Unfortunately, Sadie's spin is matching up with Olivia's spin, and we talked to them separately, and things are matching up with what they have to say.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they sat and planned this out for 3 days about what they were going to come talk to you about, or talk about you about.
So,
But man, it's damn near impossible, because you know what? We're going to trip them up, and they didn't trip up.
bullshit. So this weekend, bullshit.
man.
Yeah, bullshit, because this weekend, my daughter, she comes to me and she says, hey, Dad, do you know how to hack a phone? And I go, no. She's like, well, you worked at the phone company. Yeah, I worked at the phone company, but you don't know how to hack a phone. No, babe, I have no idea how to hack a phone or whatever. No shit. Today, last night or this morning or whatever, Sadie's bullshit. You hacked all my stuff last night. Because I called her and I said, what are you telling our daughter? You're putting some ideas in our daughter's head about me hacking your shit just because I used to work for the phone company? So whatever's getting conveyed there, I don't know, but there's all sorts of these bullshit stories going on. And no, like I said, you might catch a half truth, but I mean, what's the real truth?
We don't know, so we're trying to figure out.
Brought your daughter up, doesn't mean you brought your daughter out in the middle of the night and brought her up to the window to look at her mother with another dude.
I didn't know it was another dude.
Come on, you just said it. Some other dude's car's in the yard.
Yeah, because I knew after the fact, not because I knew in the first place.
The reason you went there is because there was another dude.
No, the reason I went there is because something was going on. To be
You
honest,
had a premonition that that she was with some other guy.
no.
That's what you said. You just said that about 10 minutes ago.
I had a premonition that something was up that night, that she was with another guy. I honestly expected it was going to be her friend from high school over there getting up, doing drugs. But no, it was another guy. And no, I wasn't sure. I just knew something was up.
Why would you bring your daughter to look through the window, dude?
Because I couldn't leave them home alone.
She could have sat in the car.
She just wanted to go look too.
She stayed in the car initially.
Oh, but to be honest, man, I nor her would have ever expected Mom to be in that position with some dude, okay? Because I wouldn't expect it.
Well, you didn't expect it when you went over there.
No, that's not true. I mean, you want me to assume that the worst for her, but no, she's actually been a good mom for the most part. It's been a good relationship for the most part, and she's not been promiscuous. She's been very loyal. To see another car in the driveway, and if she started doing coke with her friends, is a little sickening, but to know who the f*** was over in the first place from out of town, just to verify who the f*** it was, or if I or Olivia knew, you might think it's unreasonable, but I'm not in that circle of friends to know whose Colorado plates those are, right? I mean, when I pulled in, that's what my headlights were looking at, Colorado plates. What the f*** is that? Somebody's in from out of town? I didn't expect she was f***ing somebody else. And honestly, she said she didn't. I don't know that I believe her, but, you know, ultimately, it doesn't matter. You know, it really doesn't matter at this point, because this back and forth shit, do you still care, don't you still care, whatever, we should see other people. There's not a sentence that can be said in a relationship that isn't everything's my fault. So whatever.
Well, I think it goes both ways. I mean, and Olivia's right in the middle, unfortunately.
Well,
Mom's feeding her this information, Dad's feeding her this information, she's in the middle.
nah,
Like you said, like it's stuff that she's used as that pawn.
she's not. Olivia goes and she gathers information, man. She sits outside the open doors and windows. She go up to the closed door and listen and shit. Like, she pulls information, you know, and that's where I even got tipped off about shit or whatever and suspicious. Now, going and verifying the information, whatever rules I broke to verify the information, isn't because it came from nowhere. I believe that there's some truth to what my daughter was reading, you know? No, I'm not telling some other dude that she loves him. We get in big fights from time to time or whatever. We need a month away. We need a month and a half away. You know, like, there's just moments.
Were you guys ever married?
No.
Oh, okay.
You know, no. But
So there was no like legal separation or things like that. It was just kind of a soft breakup. She needed space, you need space, but you guys still kind of.
shit, after she had me arrested on Christmas Eve, we went to court like 2 weeks later, you know? And the judge asked her pointedly, you know, are you guys still together? And she had to say no. So, no, there wasn't like a breakup. It was like retroactively, 2 weeks ago, we were not together at the time that we got in an argument and separated. So, no, it's always been kind of a blur or in the middle, you know? It's always been open to other relationships and space when we need it. It hasn't been a thing where, it's consistent, I guess, you know? I mean, like I told you, when I worked for AT&T, my last year was out on the coast of California. I wasn't here. I'd travel back and see her. For the 2 years before that, 2.5 years before that, I was up in Hudson, Wisconsin. I wasn't here, you know? This isn't new, you know? I mean, the only thing that was new is her pretending like we were going to get back together when really not. The only thing that was really new was she's now slapping Olivia across the face and fighting with her, you know, and hitting the kids. And that, I've got recordings on, you know, like, what the is going on? And arguments with her, it just makes no sense, the shit that's coming out of her mouth, you know? And whether you think she's telling the truth or not, wherever I dropped the phone, outside the truck, inside the truck, whatever you can think whatever you want. At the end of the day, if she knew, which she claims to have known, found it under the seat, drove all the fucking way down to Kenosha before she shuts it off, what does that tell you? Bullshit. Just bullshit. No, I can't hack a cell phone. It's bullshit. Just more bullshit. Everything that goes wrong in the world is not my fault.
Sure.
I'm sorry. It's just not. You know, that's on her to try to account for, but the best she can do is point the finger at me, and I have no idea, so, you know.
It's going both ways. I mean, you're pointing finger at her, she's pointing finger at you.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's lack of go sometimes, I suppose.
And the one in the middle,
Our daughter.
we're not supposed to believe.
Well, she got version 2. I mean, you know, when we went to court for the...
Oh, well.
No, when we
Well,
hear me out, man. I mean, I see you're quick to cut me off, but the truth is like, even when we went to court, you know, after the, now, mind you, my daughter was not there. Mom swung the broom at my face. She shoved me into the door 4 times, all sorts of bullshit, right? We show up at court. My daughter can't even talk to me. She won't look at me. She hates my guts because of whatever the mom told her, you know? I mean, I hear you.
That's all she wasn't like that today, man. I'm telling you, she wasn't like that today. She took your side.
By and large, yeah, but
And had she wanted to throw you under the bus, she wanted to throw your side.
I don't.
She's not gonna call you good dad.
Look, how
She's not
we-
gonna say, hey, we're awesome together, and then tell me this shit about you, of what you did.
Yeah, says you, I know my daughter and she does that shit, man. And it's frustrating for me as a dad. I hear you. I like that you have faith. I do too, by and large, but it's not true. It's not true.
Okay.
She does, now whether she was telling the truth today or whatever the happened, no, I can guarantee you there was some embellishment there. She does that shit. Try to spare the wrath or whatever, she does that shit. And I don't really know what she asked her. I don't know what, I wasn't there for it, but you know, I'm pretty good at calling her out on it, and she usually doesn't want dad around for those reasons. Even when we talked to the police in Germantown, she's like, no, I don't want dad there. You know, had to go into the room with mom. I'm like, all right, you know, told Sadie, just, well, you know, dad sniffs that shit out a lot better than mom does, right? I mean, yeah, and if I was in there, I probably would have caught her for that fucking other vape pod and battery that she was trying to, you know, hustle around with. I mean, come on.
Do you need any more water?
I'm all right on water, so I gotta have a
Just give me a minute and talk to him real quick, and I'll be right back, right?
Yeah, what time is it, man? I mean, I'm tired.
Me too. 11:57. So, just give me a second.
All right, how long is this shit gonna take, you know?
All right, we're done. We can't talk to you no more.
I didn't do shit. I don't know what you want from me. This is crazy. I don't think I crossed any lines.
All right. So what's gonna happen is the officer's gonna take you over across the street. Jail, you'll have, well, what time is it? After midnight. Within 48 hours, you'll have a preliminary hearing for
what?
stalking. So, I can't guarantee.
48 hours?
Tomorrow.
What the?
48 hours, I said. It could be tomorrow at 1 o'clock, or else it'll be Tuesday at 1 o'clock. I don't know the exact time.
Are you
Tomorrow
kidding me?
morning, we will have a meeting with our district attorney office.
I didn't do
Lawyer
shit to her.
something.
What are you talking
So
about?
that's what's happening tonight. So we can't talk about it anymore. You have requested an attorney, so that's what's gonna happen tonight. I just wanna make you aware of that.
This is bananas, you guys.
All right.
For stalking? Get the out of here.
Yep, that's the charge. So,
Come on now. Really?
Yep.
48
give us
hours?
a minute, I'll get the officers to come in here, and then they'll get you out of here like you requested.